Well, she's back in the flesh. It's been like that for months. I've been driving it like that for months. Eventually, I'll put the kick panels back on. I have them behind the driver's seat. So here's the 1990 Lincoln Town Car. That was the no start. That was about 2 years ago, maybe more than 2 years ago. I had that problem with this vehicle. And anyways, I have progressed a lot since then. To prove to you that it's the same vehicle, I know 2 years later and she's still sparkling clean, right? Lots of engine degreaser. Anyways, to prove to you that I have progressed, I've learned a lot about electronic ignition control, the engine control management system, 60-pin wiring diagram, inner wiring diagram, schematics, PCBs, printed circuit boards, through-hole board technology, which is mostly what this car uses, OBD1, onboard diagnostics 1. I know how relays work now. These relays are powered by a positive and negative, and then they switch through the center pin's not used, so positive, negative, and then it switches from pin 30 to pin 87A or pin 30 to pin 87, or 87 to pin 30, depending on the wiring diagram configuration. All that you can see in the wiring harness. So the reason why this car was not starting is because, well, simply, I had a broken wire short to ground that was feeding the fuel pump driver module in the trunk, giving me no ignition and no fuel. That's all it was. So anyways, you can see this little wire here. It's actually speaker wire. I just ran a piece of wire up in here, ran it down through the floorboard. I just used the hole that was already available down there, and goes down through the side here, comes up. And then, of course, I have a fuse on it right here. It's been like this for a long time now, but eventually I will put it in permanently. Runs down here, goes into the trunk. It's just electrical tape over it. Goes into the trunk, feeds the fuel pump driver over there. Fuel pump driver comes back, sends the signal, the circuit to the fuel pump, controlling the voltage off of the I want to say crankshaft positioning sensor, but that's OBD2. This is OBD1. It actually controls it off the throttle positioning sensor. And I believe that these are two other inputs, I believe. These are also a vacuum air what they call upper plenum vacuum throttle body volume sensors, if I have that nomenclature correct. And I believe this is also another sensor too. This is also a vacuum sensor. So all this is vacuum, very important on these old cars. Exhaust gas recirculation valve. I know I need to retape that down. Oh, whoops, well, where'd it go? Matter of fact, I'll retape that down as soon as I get done uploading the video, because I like to have all my stickers on the vehicle. So anyways, new radiator. Well, I think I had that radiator in there last time. I keep cleaning it with foam spray. So anyways, new mass airflow sensor. Set the 5-volt signal input from the throttle positioning sensor. New idle air control valve. And as you can see, all my electrical is good. So I make sure to keep my electrical as clean as possible. New ignition module. And quick disconnect switch for the absorbed glass mat battery. So again, I don't claim to be an expert, but this car has definitely, how do I say this? This car has definitely taught me a lot about automotive electric and how to read wiring diagrams. And thanks to Scotty Kilmer and Scanner Danner and Adept Ape and a lot of other automotive electrical videos that I've watched, and how computers work on 5-volt sensory inputs with resistors, thermistors, how they have one side high, one side low, then this side goes high, then this side goes low. And then that's how the computer knows whether the engine's hot or cold, or whether or not if the pressure's high in the gas tank or the pressure's low, or if it needs to send more voltage to the fuel pump or less voltage to the fuel pump, all depending on the inputs that it gets throughout the time you're driving it. So anyways, if that was over your head, don't worry about it. It was over my head too. And then, of course, you have your Y configuration, delta configuration, alternating current alternators. Learned a lot about these too. So, yeah, you can also turn these into generators. So, because of this car, I've learned a lot about electronics and a lot about electrical. But anyways, enough of me jibber-jabbing. Let me go and start. Let me get rid of this because I don't want to lose that when I start the engine. So I'm going to retape that right now. I like to have all, I might glue it. I like my stickers. I'm weird. So anyways, let me go and start it so you can see that she runs. And you can hear the fuel pump prime when I turn the key on. There you go. That'll go away. Yeah, it's the contact brushes on the back of the armature. You have brushes that ride on the armature. You have a stator, rotor, armature. And then you also have a little, well, you have a kick-out switch, which is actually in an electric motor. I forget what it's called. It's like a throw. I'll think of it as soon as I upload the video. But yeah, a lot of this stuff goes in my head and falls right out. But anyways, there it is. She runs, so very happy. All right, and there's my OBD1 test ports. If anybody's interested who has an OBD1 vehicle, type in OBD1 Bluetooth. There's some guys who are actually making OBD1 Bluetooths to communicate with your Android phone. It's like $200-300 if you have an OBD1. So you can now Bluetooth to your phone via OBD1 and read all the trouble codes in the computer and communicate with the computer, communicate with the bus CAN port, communicate with a 5-volt reference signal, see exactly what it's doing on your Android phone without having to buy a really expensive Alltel scan tool. Anyways, I won't get into all the technical stuff because I forget more than what I learn. But there she is. She's running, and I'm going to go ahead and upload the video, and I'm going to wipe that down with some alcohol, and I'm going to reattach this sucker. I'll probably reattach it with some glue is how I'll probably do it. I don't know. I like my stickers to be on there. I'm a little anal about my stickers, as you can tell. Okay, all right, let me upload it.